And viewers, US President Donald Trump has rolled out a new and a bigger travel ban. This is a sweeping order that imposes restrictions on 19 countries. We are going to break this down for you. As per the new travel ban, there are 12 countries who will face a complete entry ban. They are Afghanistan, Iran, Somalia, Libya, Sudan, Yemen, Myanmar, Eritrea, Chad, Congo, Haiti and Equatorial Guinea. Now, these are 12 countries where there's going to be a complete travel ban. For the 7 other countries, there are going to be partial visa restrictions, and that is why the number comes up to 19 when we talk about these kind of restrictions. The ones with the partial visa restrictions are Venezuela, Cuba, Togo. We are also looking at Laos, Turkmenistan, Burundi, Sierra Leone. Now, what is the reason that has been cited by the Trump administration? There are 3 main reasons that the Trump administration is giving out to justify its latest decision of a travel ban. Reason number 1, high visa overstays. Reason number 2, non-cooperation on deportations. And reason number 3 is lack of robust security vetting. Now, the White House has quoted Donald Trump as saying that we cannot have an open migration from any country where we can't safely and reliably vet and screen. Here's what Donald Trump has said.
My first day back in office, I directed the Secretary of State to perform a security review of high-risk regions and make recommendations for where restrictions should be imposed. Among the national security threats their analysis considered are the large-scale presence of terrorists, failure to cooperate on visa security, inability to verify travelers' identities, inadequate record-keeping of criminal histories, and persistently high rates of illegal visa overstays, and other things. Very simply, we cannot have open migration from any country where we cannot safely and reliably vet and screen those who seek to enter the United States. That is why today I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others.
Now, viewers, remember back in 2017, Donald Trump had triggered a global debate with what many called back then a Muslim ban. Why? Because in 2017, the first travel ban that was imposed by Trump had targeted 7 Muslim-majority countries. It had suspended the refugee program and had also led to several detentions, protests and lawsuits at airports across the United States. Courts had to intervene back then, and the ban then was rewritten twice. And now, the 2025 travel ban is bigger. The full ban goes for 12 countries. There are partial restrictions on 7 other countries. But we'll also have to look at the India perspective. Srinjoy, first of all, when you look at this travel ban, the reasons that have been cited by the Trump administration, the 3 big reasons, one which includes high visa overstays, no robust, security vetting. Then they're also talking about some other primarily reasons with regards to security. How do you analyze the decision of the Trump administration right now?
Well, first of all, there have been 2 terror attacks in America, one in Washington, D.C., the other in Colorado. Now, this is partly a reaction of that. Now, look at the countries involved. Even if you look just basically, one, Yemen. Now, the Houthis are very strongly entrenched in Yemen. Now, that is obviously a problem for the Americans. The Taliban is in power in Afghanistan. That again is a problem for America. As far as Libya is concerned, it's in the middle of a civil war. Now there are 2 or 3 factions fighting for control of that country. Now that again is a problem. Now if you look at other countries like Somalia, Somalia also has a history of trouble with the United States. Congo is in the middle of a war. The Rwandans had attacked Congo, and there is a considerable amount of fighting going on. So all these factors would have been taken into account.
Yes.
As far as India is concerned, naturally none of these factors apply.
Right.
So India has no problem. Of course, there may be isolated cases of visa overstay, but for India, which is a close friend and partner of the United States, that is not an issue.
Yes, but Srinjoy, The first analysis of this travel ban, you mentioned the 2 terror attacks. Many are saying there's a red flag in this decision. Why is Pakistan missing from the list? There were sources earlier who had suggested that Pakistan was being considered, it was dropped. Critics are also calling out America's hypocrisy. They're pointing to deep-rooted terror links, poor vetting records, and also instances of radicalization. Now, this travel ban is set to take effect from the 9th of June. That is in 4 days from now. Commentators like Brahmachalani Srinjoy have remarked that Trump's entry ban on visitors from 12 countries, including Myanmar, where the United States itself is aiding anti-junta rebels, but excludes terrorism ha Pakistan, indicates his embrace of the deep state approach to India's neighborhood. Do you concur with this analysis, Srinjoy?
Well, this is a decision that the Americans have taken, and that this could change. Tomorrow, President Trump may say that 19 is not enough. We want another 6 countries, and these are the 6 countries concerned. Now, with other American presidents, you could think that you could imagine that this was written in stone. With President Trump, who has a history of changing his mind as often as he does, it is entirely possible that another few countries, including the ones like Pakistan that you're talking about, could be part of this. Pakistan could well be the 20th. We don't know.
All right.
We are only looking at Donald Trump's history of changing his mind, making additions, making subtractions.
Right.
So nothing can be known for sure as of now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want you to stay with us, Srinjoy, because we have former diplomat Anil Trigunyat, who's also joining us this morning. Good morning, Anil Trigunyat ji. Donald Trump administration has come up with another sweeping travel ban. Many are calling this Trump travel ban 2.0. Countries, there are about 12 countries which face a complete ban, and there are 7 others where there are restrictions. But when there are countries like Afghanistan and Myanmar on the travel ban list, many are asking, why did the United States miss out Pakistan? How do you look at this, assessment of the latest travel ban of the Trump government?
Well, I think Trump is Trump at the end of the day. And you know that when he came the first time in Trump 1.0, at that time also he had said he'll not allow any Muslim countries to come into the. So it was a very sweeping kind of thing. Then this changed over time and he realized what are the situations. But this once again is he must have got some kind of a security input or some kind of a State Department inputs, and they decided to just put this kind of a ban. At the end of the day, I mean, it is, of course, visa is the discretion of the country. So they can do whatever, whether they allow, even, you know, that a lot of people get issued the visas and they are not allowed to enter once they approach the borders. So it is also true. So this is also a pressure tactic on his part. As far as Pakistan is concerned, I have always believed that Pakistan is always being used by the United States and the Western countries as a tool on this chessboard. They know that Pakistan is a haven of terrorism, a terrorist state, yet they continue to support. Under his presidency only, they have given $400 million recently to Pakistan. Under his presidency, while we were having problems with Pakistan conflict, they issued, they gave $1 billion to Pakistan. And now, so I think that as far as Pakistan is concerned, they know Pakistanis are very much adept at encashing their nuisance value with the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anil Trigunyat, for joining us. Ambassador KP Fabian is also with us, former diplomat. Mr. KP Fabian, there are many today who are talking about the travel ban and who are questioning the decision of the Trump administration of excluding Pakistan. How do you analyze the latest development that's coming in from the US this morning? Ambassador KP Fabian, if you're with us, good morning. The Donald Trump administration has imposed a travel ban, a full travel ban on 12 countries. They include countries like Afghanistan and Myanmar. There are restrictions imposed on 7 other countries, so that takes up the restriction list to about 19. Okay, Patikrit Pain is also with us. I don't know if Ambassador Fabian is with us. We'll try connecting with him again. Patikrit, how do you look at this latest development of the Trump 2.0 administration, the travel ban? 12 countries, complete ban, 7 more partial restrictions. What's your first analysis of the development?
Well, many of the decisions of Trump have been sporadic and random. And so How it will suddenly have how it would impact, only time will say. But is Pakistan part of these countries, or it has been excluded?
No, it's not. It's not.
So that is a very interesting development. A country like Pakistan, which is a rock state, which is considered to be an incubator and hub for terrorism, it has now been made the chair of the Taliban Sanctions Committee of United Nations Security Council, and it will be the vice chair of the Counter Terror Committee of United Nations Security Council. Now that cannot happen without a Trump administration completely supporting that move. So there is a country which fights for terror, but was given huge amount of bailout by IMF in the middle of the conflict.
Yes.
So which means that Trump administration is completely backing Pakistan, which means that terrorism, fight against terrorism is not justice-based, but interest-based. So they have an ulterior interest in ensuring Pakistan remains the way it is.
Yes.
So this travel ban, it is important to see how long it stays, because if you see the average duration of any decision taken by Trump, it is never generally more than 15 to 20 days.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. But the issue is this: what is America? Because on one hand, they actually shake hands with this person called Giuliani, who is now the president of Syria. And only a few decades back, he had a $10 million bounty on him because he was one of the top man of ISIS in that region. And today, Trump has no qualms shaking hands with him and taking photographs.
Right.
So I think the whole issue of fighting terrorism, if countries like India, countries like Israel genuinely fight terrorism, what United States does is something questionable.
Absolutely.
And it has always been like that.
Right.
Travel ban, we have to see how long it stays, but it is, it's an irony that Pakistan is excluded from it, which shows that fight against terrorism is not justice-based but interest-based.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pathikrit, for joining us with your views on the latest development. That is why there are commentators today who are remarking, and I'd once again like to take you through what Brahmachalani has said. Brahmachalani on his social media platform X says, and I quote, Trump's entry ban on visitors from 12 countries includes Myanmar, where the United States is aiding anti-Janta rebels, but it includes terrorism hub Pakistan, indicating his embrace of the deep state approach towards India's neighborhood. We'll see how India reacts to the latest travel ban. But once again, viewers, let's listen into what Donald Trump said while announcing his latest travel ban, full ban on 12 countries.
My first day back in office, I directed the Secretary of State to perform a security review of high-risk regions and make recommendations for where restrictions should be imposed. Among the national security threats their analysis considered are the large-scale presence of terrorists, failure to cooperate on visa security, inability to verify travelers' identities, inadequate record-keeping of criminal histories, and persistently high rates of illegal visa overstays, and other things. Very simply, we cannot have open migration from any country where we cannot safely and reliably vet and screen those who seek to enter the United States. That is why today I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others.